So lately, I have been in discussion about doing something similar to like the Warden thing that was done on Tubi, but instead having a Guardians. But one of the main issues was like, how do you transport Guardians through the Nether in a specific direction? They can just go back and forth, but it's like they can't go in a specific direction unless you get insanely lucky, and well, that's just not going to work. And before I show anything, there's a reason why I'm in a super flat world filled with slime blocks. And it is because I discovered something very awesome. And I am going to demonstrate this. We are in peaceful mode. But now I can show it. Look at him go! Guardians just go mental on slime blocks. And we can use this to our advantage in order to create a really cool device. Look at them go. They're like little things of popcorn in like a popcorn machine. And so I've shown this because I'm going to show you the new design which utilizes this. This is the repeatable design I have gone with. So there's a lot of reasons why a lot of the things are here. The mud block might be changeable, but I doubt it. The slabs, the stairs, the trapdoors, the slime blocks, the scaffolding. These slabs are the same as these slabs. They're just set to a non-flammable block because there's lava on the end, and I don't want everything to burn. So this is the design. It's repeatable infinitely many times, and the Guardians won't take any fall damage. And this will just make it so that they keep going forward. And I think it's around the same speed as it would be to push a Warden through lava. Maybe faster, maybe slower. It kind of just depends on what the Guardians feel like doing. So I'm going to summon a new friend, and his name will be OO. This is OO over here. And while he's passing through, I'm going to be explaining a lot of what's going on here. So these slabs on the bottom are here so that when he jumps, he goes straight through this opening. If they were full blocks, he would bang his head against this stair, and this stair has to be here because when he jumps up, he will bounce off the slime blocks and launch through the scaffolding and hit his head through here, which would cause him to go forward, bounce his head against this thing, go again, and bounce his head against this thing, and then go back down. See, he's already super far ahead. And there are a lot of slownesses to this. For example, he can stay in this corner for a little bit if he just felt like it, but then like he can go straight back through. The reason why this slab is here and this trapdoor is because he can go mental on the freaking slime blocks and bounce up to here. If this slab wasn't here and it was just air, he would take fall damage on the slabs on the bottom. And if this trapdoor wasn't here, then he would fall and potentially land on this block and then just be able to go backwards progress, which is something we don't want. The mud block is actually super interesting because mud blocks have a lower height than a lot of other blocks, which means that he'll prioritize being on the slime block, but not for too long. If he's on the slime block for too long, it'll just hop around here a little bit too much. So it's actually really good that this mud block is shorter in block height, because it means that he can bounce like roughly while he's in the same area as both blocks, but he won't when it comes to the case of being on the edge here. And see, he's almost at the end already, where he's going to go to a cool little slime trampoline and then burn to his death. Look at him go. Oh, he's dead. Sorry, OO. So there's a lot to go through. One of the biggest things here is the scaffolding itself. The Guardians will jump up through here, but they can't go back down once they've gone up, which is why it's here entirely. There's no other block in the game that does this, I believe. And there's no block that when you go down you can't go back up either, which is why we have to resort to this weird mechanism. Another good thing about the slabs on the bottom is Guardians can jump up one block in height, similar to the jump height of a player. So in that case, these being slabs, it can't jump back up here. Before these were slabs and these were full blocks at one point, I would have to put a trapdoor here, which would cause it to be stopped, and which would cause it to stop on between the slime block and this block. but setting these to slabs also removed that completely different problem, so that works completely. Guardians are the size of one complete block, so things like a trapdoor here will perfectly stop them from ending up going into those slots, which you could use in other cases, such as like a hole in the wall, so while guardians fall down, a player could be on the other side with a name tag holding right click, and the guardians would never fall through the hole that it's using to name tag them, because they won't be able to fit through it if there's a trapdoor there, because there would be one full block. I think I had this well described at one point where there was a dark oak trapdoor, and then I just removed it for some reason, but I can put it back. Let's put the barrier back. Boop. So now there's a trapdoor here, and I can demonstrate later that there's a lot more. But that's with one guy. One guy is fine, but we want to mass produce a ton of them, right? So here's the little machine that'll just produce a ton of OOs, and they can go through and basically simulate what it would be like to kind of hook up like a whole guardian farm to this. Look at them go! There's so many of them, and they're going through super fast. There'll be a couple stragglers in the back because Guardian AI is stupid, which is why I want them at spawn, because they flop around like stupid idiots. But they could also be in the water cube and just kill players. Things in the water cube is kind of funny as well, so this is like a win-win. So like they can sit in the corner like this guy's doing right now. Oh, and that's another thing as well. If they're like too far into the scaffolding, they'll try to climb it, but they don't have enough like gumption to climb it, so they kind of just go like like what I was trying to do jumping there. It was like they try to half climb it, but then they don't actually go, so that's why there's inefficiencies there, but there's literally nothing we can do about that. So basically this is as fast as I can get it. One of the things about why this is a slap in the stairs, for some reason, this slam block affects the guardian even when it's up here sometimes. So it kind of just like, it hits its head on the ceiling, it drags its head across, and then just like rail guns to the side. But not fast enough so that it would skip a large section without like backtracking a little bit, which is why it's super compressed like this. If it was actually like a real gun, we could just like shoot it across and it'd be done. Look at him go! Alright, so there's only like 2 guardians left already in the time that's passed, and this is going to be a repeatable process that will keep going until an end portal in which we could send them to the end, then back to the overworld, and they'd be at 0-0. The slabs and the stairs and the trapdoors are just template ones. They can be anything to like cobblestone and slabs and stairs and like oak trapdoors if you wanted. But stuff like the slime blocks, the scaffolding, and the mud block would be things that you wouldn't be able to replace. You could probably replace the mud block with like a normal block that isn't the same height, but it wouldn't be as effective. It would be significantly less effective if you went for something like a chest, because those have like reduced collision on the side as well, so it would be bouncing on the side here and could go back up and backwards, which is something we don't want, which is why mud is a good option unlike any other block in the game. Well, I guess soul sand, but soul sand slows them down, that's not good. So basically, yeah, that's the design. And if you wanted, I could make a little Latematica file that has this, but with cobblestone and oak trapdoors, and just a little segment, and you can turn on build repeat and repeat it over and over and over and over. But that's basically the design. That's it.